At 60, most Hollywood legends learn to guard their stories like heirlooms, smiling gracefully on red carpets, offering polite half-answers, and protecting reputations crafted over decades. But Diane Lane has never been the kind of woman who hides behind carefully stitched seams. There has always been a spark in her honesty, a willingness to acknowledge the complicated truths beneath the glamour. And now, after 6 decades as one of cinema's most intriguing presences, she is ready to reflect openly on the men who shaped her craft, challenged her spirit, and ignited unforgettable on-screen electricity. For years, Hollywood insiders traded quiet anecdotes about her most powerful on-screen connections. Directors reminisced about moments when a scene suddenly felt too real. Actors admitted they felt unusually exposed working opposite her. Ever since her breakout in A Little Romance, that question lingered behind every major role. Which actors brought out Diane Lane's deepest fire? Tonight, she identifies 7 men whose presence transformed scenes into something alive and uncontainable. Men who matched her intensity, beat for beat, and left an imprint that lasted long after the camera stopped. 1. Richard Gere. Richard Gere tops her list, not because of scandal, but because of what they created in the Cotton Club. She was just stepping into adulthood. He was already a global icon. Their chemistry felt combustible, partly innocence, partly danger. Diane has hinted that acting opposite Gere taught her the seductive power of emotional vulnerability and how easily art can blur into something more primal. 2. Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke entered her world with raw, unpredictable energy. On screen, he was a fuse waiting for a spark. His presence demanded absolute honesty, forcing Diane to dig deeper into instinct and emotion. Working with Rourke, she once suggested, felt like stepping into a role without a safety net. 3. Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken brought a hypnotic psychological pull. During At Close Range, Lane found herself mesmerized by his precision. The quiet pauses, the mysterious cadence, the sense that he always knew more than he said. Their creative connection felt like a chess match played entirely through glances and breath. 4. Sean Penn. Sean Penn delivered a different kind of intensity, bold, unfiltered, and emotionally fearless. Diane has acknowledged that his approach made every scene feel combustible. With Penn, authenticity wasn't optional, it was demanded, drawn out like a confession. 5. Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner embodied restraint, steadiness, and unspoken yearning. Working with him allowed Diane to explore subtler emotional terrain, those simmering silences, the tension that builds between two people who say almost nothing but feel everything. 6. Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro influenced her mind as much as her craft. His dedication, his questions, his meticulous attention to detail. Diane absorbed all of it. Collaborating with him reshaped how she approached characters, encouraging her to trust complexity over convention. 7. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage offered pure unpredictability. Wild, imaginative, and impossible to anticipate, he turned every shared moment into a surprise. Diane has hinted that working with Cage kept her senses sharp because no 2 takes were ever remotely alike. At 60, Diane Lane is not exposing scandals. She is honoring the men who pushed her, challenged her, inspired her, and helped her evolve into the artist the world still adores. These 7 names reflect not gossip, but the extraordinary creative journey of a woman who never stopped embracing truth, intensity, and the thrill of the unexpected.